Hey everyone, and welcome back to Storytime. In this video, we're going to be looking at the subreddit r/idontworkherelady, where customers mistake other customers for being employees. So let's sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the video. I cannot fire guests. This happened a couple of years ago, and I think below is a good remembrance of the event. There probably was more cursing from the lady in question, which wasn't appropriate in a family restaurant, let alone in front of her kids. There's a chain restaurant located next to a strip mall less than 5 minutes away from where I work. I'm often in there, either by myself or with colleagues, and I've had a few "I don't work here" moments. It's usually been from folks wanting to compliment either the food or the servers. I think it comes from me being dressed in business casual and usually having a quick chat to some of the servers in the dining area as I head to the bar area. I'll tell them politely I'm not a manager here, but he/she is, and send them off in the right direction. This particular day, I had called into work on a day off and decided to stop for lunch. I was in jeans and a dark blue polo shirt. I spoke briefly to one of the servers and slipped into a stool at the bar. The bar area was pretty quiet, so my beer and food order was taken in a matter of moments. As usual, I got the lunchtime special, unlimited soup and salad with an entree, and being a regular, there was no need to consult the menu. My order placed and a tall glass of suds in under a minute. The soup and salad station is located to the rear of the restaurant, and you have to walk through the restaurant area to get there. At lunchtime, there is normally only one section of the dining area open, so the easiest path is through the unused one as it is empty. I do what I normally do, head down and get my salad, and then go back up for the soup. I didn't hear anything as I went down to the salad bar, but I remember hearing a "Excuse me" as I was returning with my bowl. I set that down and head back for my soup. Again, I hear an "Excuse me," but I'm not thinking it's addressed to me. I get my soup and bread and head back to the bar. I see ahead of me a woman rise up from a table that's in the third section. I think it's only used when they're really busy or need seating for larger parties, and step out into my path. I move to one side thinking she's on her way to the salad bar, but she's checking my every move as if she's going in for the tackle. I'm within a few steps of her. She's got a face like she's been chewing a bunch of bees. "What the hell is your problem?" she spits at me. I'm confused. It's my turn to say, "Excuse me? I've been trying to get your attention for over 10 minutes. That would have been pretty hard, since I'd probably been there less than 5. "What?" I say out of confusion. "I know you're ignoring me on purpose. I know your problem. You see a single mum with 2 kids and don't want to bother because you'll no tip." I try to utter those famous words, but she's on a roll. "I've been here for over 10 minutes and none of you lazy ass monkeys have even come over and given us silverware or even offered us drinks. And you ignore me on purpose. And don't say you didn't hear me because I saw you turn your head away from me." As she's taking in more air, I say it. "Look, I don't work here." And she's back. "Don't give me that. You just decided to put on the uniform and serve people food? I'm going to have your job for this. Who's in charge around here?" At that moment, the duty manager appears and addressing me by name and asks what the problem is. And before I can speak, she's off again, wearing a fake beating smile. "Well, you don't work here, yet your boss knows your name." She turns to the manager. "This off here has treated me like he's been rude to me and ignored me over a dozen times. Thinks because I'm a single mum, I'm not worth his time. Probably the same as the rest of your monkeys. I'm a paying customer on your joke of a restaurant, and your staff have left me and my kids sitting without even a hi. You need to fire that jerk there, and I expect that you take better care of me and my kids. I am not paying for anything after the way I've been treated. I want both of your names, as well as I am going to make sure that your big bosses know what is going on here. And if you don't fire that right now, I'm going to make sure that they do, and they will probably fire your sorry ass too." "Okay, ma'am," says the manager. "Here's my card," and hands her his business card. She looks to me. "Your name?" she says in a way that is silent. She doesn't have a pen, but the manager hands her one. Of course, she asked me to spell it out, savouring each letter. "I have to do my job here, ma'am, and I need to establish facts. And could you please watch the colour of your language? Let's start at where you are sitting. She points back to one of the large tables where 2 kids around 8 to 10 are sitting. We haven't even been given drinks or silverware yet, and we've... He cuts her off. If I'm to sort this out, I need to speak to the person who sat you and find out why you weren't assigned a server. What you need to be doing, she says in a sing-song voice, is firing this jerk. Ma'am, please work on this with me. I'm trying to establish facts for your complaint. I know well what you're doing. You're trying to save your ass and probably his too. I want to see this a-hole fired in front of everyone here, so you can't... Please, ma'am, could you stop using profanity? There are families in here, says the manager. I notice that the regular noise of the restaurant is not at its usual level. I look over to the actual dining area, and we certainly have most of its attention. She points to me and starts to speak. Are you going to... The manager holds up a hand. Ma'am, please understand this one thing. I cannot fire guests. That just pissed her off even more. What kind of are you trying to pull here? This prick is wearing your restaurant's uniform and running around with food in his hands. Is this what you... The manager has had enough. Ma'am, please stop. Stop. Ma'am, will you please take a good look at the gentleman? She looks at me. The manager goes on. He's wearing a blue shirt and jeans. Our uniform is black shirt with our logo and black pants. And you'll also notice he is not wearing an apron, which all of our servers wear while on duty. And if you take a good look down to the end of the restaurant, you will see where the self-serve bar is. That is why this gentleman is carrying what is probably now cold soup. She's staring at me, looking me up and down and then looking around, probably trying to see if what she's hearing is true. There's a lot I can and can't do to and for guests. And as I said, it's not in my power to fire them. I can make them leave if they are disrupting other guests or staff or causing problems for the restaurant. You fall into the latter. I think she's about to speak again, but the manager gets in first. I can also call the police to assist me, so may I suggest that you gather up your kids and leave. If you do wish to take this further, the website address is on my card, and you will find all of our corporate contact information. The exit is this way. I wait until they're out of my path and return to the bar, and get a few questions on what happened. I answered them the same way. She thought I worked there. The manager came to see me once he had seen her drive out of their lot, and apologised for not being there sooner. I was in the cooler and didn't get the Code Karen over the radio. He said he'd have to write a report about the incident and asked if I would give my contact details, which I did. I did tell him that there was no need to do that on my account, but he said it was policy to do so. The lady did contact corporate, as I got a phone call from some lady asking me to give my version of the events, although I had no idea what tale she told them or even if they took any action against her. The restaurant sent in the report along with the CCTV that recorded the incident, and about 2 weeks later I got a letter from corporate thanking me for my cooperation and a $50 gift card. From what I can tell here, it sounds like Karen over here just went straight through the sign that said please wait here to be seated and just sat herself where she wanted, and then got upset when people didn't realise that she was sat down. But I could be wrong, so let me know what you think. I screamed bloody murder in a store to get a Karen to leave me alone. One day, I was shopping at the local Walmart and I had my headphones in. These headphones are incredibly nice and a gift from my parents. I had just gotten off work and was in business casual, khakis and a plain grey polo. No logo. Nothing to indicate that I worked at Walmart. I was looking in the freezer section for some ice cream for dessert that night when someone yanked my headphones off my head and they fell onto the ground. Cue Karen starting to yell at me. I have been trying to get your attention for 5 minutes. You shouldn't be listening to music while you work. How can you help customers if you can't even hear them? She screeched at me. Now I'm seeing red. If she damaged my headphones, there was going to be hell to pay. I leaned down to pick up my headphones and say to this crazy lady, "Don't you ever touch me, you crazy lady. I don't work here, you stupid lady. Touch me again and I will scream so loud this whole store will hear." "Don't you talk to me like that. I am a customer," she said as she grabbed my bicep to haul me to a manager like a child to be punished. So I let her have it. I screamed the loudest scream I could possibly imagine. I actually lost my voice for the next day because of it. It startled her so bad that she let me go and dropped her purse. Not even 20 seconds later, a manager comes running with the security guard. The manager demanded to be told what was going on. I told him this crazy lady had assaulted me. She tore my headphones off my head and grabbed me. I feared for my life. A complete embellishment. So I screamed. By now, we have an audience, and the manager takes us both and separates us. Luckily for me, a very nice woman was a little further down the aisle and saw the whole thing and told the security guard what happened and backed up my story. The manager asked if I wanted to press charges and I told him no. I just want my ice cream and to go home. He told me to take it. It was on him. As I was leaving, I saw this crazy lady getting thrown out of Walmart by the security guard and being told to never set foot in the store again. Edit. My headphones were okay. If she had damaged my property, I was going to press charges. But since they weren't, I felt that the public humiliation was enough. Okay, I liked this story, but I just don't get it. Like, which sane person thinks it's okay to just go up behind a random stranger and just yank their headphones off their head? But I guess it's the same kind of person who thinks that Walmart's uniform is a grey polo and khaki pants. Hey everyone, I hope you're all having a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you did, please do leave a like on it because it shows that you guys really do enjoy the videos and that I should keep making more. If you want to check out some of our other videos, then they're on screen right now. But thank you again and I will see you tomorrow.